Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I help you improve your English level. In today's video, we are going to talk about run-on sentences, which is an English error. You can check out my full playlist on common errors by clicking on the links in the description below. So first, let's talk about run-ons or run-on sentences. A run-on sentence occurs when two or more independent clauses are joined incorrectly without appropriate punctuation or appropriate conjunction. Run-ons make it difficult for the reader to understand where one thought ends and another begins. Let's look at some examples of run-on sentences. I like cats, they are cute. This is a run-on sentence. We have two independent clauses that are joined incorrectly. I like cats. This is an independent clause. They are cute. This is another independent clause. But we can't just push two independent clauses together without adding appropriate punctuation. Another example, my brother plays the guitar, he's very talented. Again, we have two independent clauses merged together, creating a run-on sentence. And these are both errors. So the first step to identifying a run-on sentence is to recognize an independent clause. So we know that we can't push two independent clauses together, or that creates a run-on sentence. So what is an independent clause? Well, an independent clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb or a predicate that can stand alone as a sentence. For example, I like cats. This is a complete sentence. It's an independent clause. We have a subject, I. We have a verb, like. I like cats. That makes sense by itself. Here's another independent clause. They are cute. Again, we have a subject, they, referring to the cats. We have the verb to be, are. They are cute. So we can't just push these two independent clauses together. We have to separate them or add a comma and a conjunction or a semicolon. I will talk more about that later. First, let me show you some incorrect ways to join independent clauses. First of all, no punctuation, which is what I showed you earlier. This is when two independent clauses are joined without any punctuation. For example, Gemma loves chocolate, it's her favorite treat. We have no punctuation between these two independent clauses. So this is a run-on sentence and it is incorrect. Another example, her birthday is on Saturday, they are going to an amusement park. Again, we have two independent clauses pushed together without any punctuation. So this is another run-on sentence. We can identify there are multiple independent clauses here because we have two subjects and two verbs, and each clause contains a separate idea that can stand alone as a complete sentence. Another incorrect way to join independent clauses is by using a comma without a conjunction, and this is a very common error. This error is called a comma splice. For example, Gemma loves chocolate, comma, it's her favorite treat. This is also incorrect. A comma is not strong enough to join independent clauses, and a comma splice is a type of run-on sentence. In this example as well, using a comma between these two independent clauses is incorrect. It's not strong enough. So how can we fix these run-on sentences? So the first way to correct a run-on sentence is to use a period to separate the clauses. So, Gemma loves chocolate, period. It's her favorite treat. Again, remember to capitalize the first word following the period, or full stop. I'd also like to note that in North America, we call it a period, and in the UK, they call it a full stop. Another method is to use a comma and a coordinating conjunction, and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet, between the two clauses. Her birthday is on Saturday, comma, so they are going to an amusement park. Of course, you would have to use the correct type of coordinating conjunction. So a comma alone is not strong enough to combine two independent clauses, but a comma plus a coordinating conjunction is strong enough to combine these independent clauses. Another method is to use a semicolon. Now, I have videos on how to use semicolons, but essentially, if the two independent clauses are closely related, you can add a semicolon after the first independent clause, and you do not capitalize the following word unless it's a word that is always capitalized. So, Gemma loves chocolate, semicolon, space, it's her favorite treat. And another method is you might use a semicolon and a transitional word or phrase. For example, her birthday is on Saturday, semicolon, therefore, comma, they are going to an amusement park. This would also be a great way to correct a run-on sentence. So you can choose the method that works best for you. Now here are some common misconceptions about run-ons. The first misconception is that length determines a run-on. Just because a sentence is short does not mean it cannot be a run-on sentence. For example, he runs, he jumps. This only has 4 words. However, this is a run-on sentence. He runs is an independent clause. He jumps is an independent clause. So this would be incorrect. We would have to use one of the methods I showed you before to correct this. Another example, it's cold, I'll wear a jacket. This is also a run-on sentence even though it's short. It's cold is an independent clause. I'll wear a jacket is also an independent clause. So we would have to separate this into 2 sentences or add a semicolon or use one of the other methods I taught you. The second misconception is that long sentences are always run-ons. You can have a long sentence in English and that sentence may not be a run-on sentence. For example, this sentence is not a run-on sentence. When the movie ended, everyone in the audience clapped and cheered, showing their appreciation for the fantastic performance. This is a correct sentence. It's a compound complex sentence, and it has a dependent clause, an independent clause, and a participle phrase at the end. I've linked you to my video on compound complex sentences if you want to learn more about this type of sentence in the description below. So remember, when you are identifying a run-on sentence, look for 2 independent clauses that are pushed together with incorrect punctuation or no punctuation at all. So now it's time for our quiz. Your job is to identify the run-on sentences. You may also choose to correct them using any of the methods I taught you in this video. There are 8 sentences in total. Let's begin. Number 1. She enjoys hiking in the mountains, especially during the fall. Number 2. My sister loves to dance. She practices every day. Number 3. The city is bustling with activity and the streets are always crowded. Number 4. He forgot his umbrella. It started to rain heavily. Number 5. While I do appreciate your help, I think I can handle this on my own. Number 6. They wanted to visit the museum. They didn't have enough time. Number 7. The concert was fantastic. I can't wait for their next performance. And finally, number 8. The flowers in the garden bloomed beautifully, attracting many butterflies. Okay, let's correct these together. Number 1 is correct. This is not a run-on sentence. This is a complete sentence. Number 2 is incorrect. This is a run-on sentence. My sister loves to dance is an independent clause, and she practices every day is also an independent clause. So we can fix this in many ways. We could add a semicolon and then a space, and that would be correct. Or you could add a period and capitalize she, and that would be correct. Number 3 is not a run-on sentence. This is correct. We have 2 independent clauses. The city is bustling with activity. The streets are always crowded. And they're connected with a comma plus a coordinating conjunction. So that's correct. Number 4 is incorrect. This is a run-on sentence. So we can connect this with a semicolon, or we could add a comma plus a coordinating conjunction. For example, comma, and then and. He forgot his umbrella, comma, and it started to rain heavily. Number 5 is correct. This is not a run-on sentence. While I do appreciate your help, comma, I think I can handle this on my own. We have a dependent clause followed by a comma, followed by an independent clause. And a comma is not strong enough to connect 2 independent clauses. However, it can connect a dependent clause when it comes before an independent clause. I have more videos on this as well. Number 6 is a run-on. This is incorrect. They wanted to visit the museum. They didn't have enough time. Here, you might add a comma plus a coordinating conjunction, for example, but. They wanted to visit the museum, comma, but they didn't have enough time. Number 7 is incorrect. This is a comma splice, which is a type of run-on. We have 2 independent clauses connected with a comma. Remember, a comma is not strong enough, so let's change this to a semicolon. And now it's correct. And finally, number 8. The flowers in the garden bloom beautifully, attracting many butterflies. This is not a run-on sentence. This is correct as it is. Attracting many butterflies is a phrase that provides additional information about the main clause, but it's not an independent clause. Okay, everyone, let me know in the comment section how many you got correct out of 8. If you want more help on run-on sentences or sentence fragments, make sure to check out my other videos that I've linked you to in the description below. I have many different videos just like this one helping you with your English grammar and writing skills. I look forward to seeing you all in my next lesson.